Hey guys, welcome to 619 Muscle TV. Coach Pete here with my man James Crawford. We're going to show you classic physique posing. James is a buddy of mine. We've been working together for over a year now. We did his first show last year, the Excalibur. He won True Novice, and actually had a class win in the open category as well, which qualified him for national level competition. As a warm-up to that national level competition that we're going to go this year, we're going to bring him in bigger, better than ever. We're going to hit the SoCal Championships and Western All Forces.
That's right.
Yeah, James is active duty Navy. We want to say thank you to her for his service. In between all the responsibility of duty, doing his job in the Navy, he's bodybuilding. He's coming here to the Human Elite. And he's working here very hard. Our goal for him is to be bigger, better, of course, and prettier than the last show.
That's right.
It'll be hard to do. You did real good last show.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we're going to go through posing instructional for you guys out there in case you want to learn a little bit from this guy's amazing posing style. One of the things I met and was very impressed with James when we first started working together was he actually is really good at posing. He's got a beautiful physique, a beautiful structure that's very balanced, typical of the classic physique. It's nice and wide and thick with a nice taper down to the midsection. It's a really beautiful X frame. He's got great wheels. We're going to show you how to display them properly, taking you through the mandatory poses for classic physique. Okay, first thing we're gonna do is step up to the line. You wanna keep your feet at 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. Posing always starts from the ground up. And remember, posing is the art of displaying your strengths and hiding your weak points. So as we evolve the posing process, as James, who doesn't really have a lot of weak points, when we try to minimize those, we will maximize his strengths, which is his symmetry and his balance. He's got a real pretty aesthetic, as we'll see as he opens up. So you want to keep your feet about 2 fist distances apart, your heels. Your toes are going to be at 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. If your toes are straighter, what you'll end up seeing is you're going to see a narrowing of the quads. So by turning the toes outward slightly, pivoting on the heels, pushing out against the floor, dropping the pelvis back a little bit, you'll get a real lot of separation. Now, James is 5 weeks out, so his leanness is still evolving, but he's in a really great condition for the 5-week out point. And this is great for him to be able to show you guys how to hit the poses and to maximize them. Always starting the posing from the ground up. Again, toes at 10 and 2, feet turned out slightly. That maximizes the lateralis, the curve or the sweep of the lower body, tension against the floor. This is a front relaxed pose, which is the first of the mandatory comparisons. So open up. You want to take a nice wide stance. Classic physique, they do a lot of vacuuming and then exhaling down to bring the midsection in with a tension. Practice your vacuums. So let's hit a vacuum. Just exhale down, bring that abs in. I want to just demonstrate for you guys. This is a vacuum pose. When you start your poses in classic, a lot of guys you'll see, which is just really a style. It's not a mandatory part of the posing, but it accentuates the tiny midsection in a very lean condition. Now, when you're standing relaxed, you want to bring your chest up, maximize X frame and V taper. So you're nice and wide through the shoulder blades. You have essentially a flat movie screen breadth so that you're maximizing delt width, minimizing the waist. You can exhale. You don't want to actually do this for a minute. Come down and contract your abs like you're flexing them. You don't want to flex abs because even though you're going to feel like that's going to maximize ab detail, what you want to actually do is exhale, bring your lats up. Because see, when you come down, you actually change the shape, the V taper. The first mandatory poses are really silhouette poses. So you want to look at that X frame just like that. Good. Now, as you can see, the shoulders are wide, the lats are showing, shoulder blades are out and flared, shoulders are square. What you don't want to do is hunch upward. As you hunch upward, you get long, but you get narrow. So you want to drop the shoulders fully wide. That way you're maximizing width, X frame. Let the rib cage lift up, exhale in. That's going to bring the detail without flexing abs. Again, if you flex the abs, you actually drop the torso down. It changes your whole shape. Maximize that X frame, wide, broad. Think about you got 2 strings here pulling out on the delts, X frame in, and that beautiful, look at the sweep of those quads. That creates a crazy X frame. That's your front relaxed pose. Now we're going to go through our mandatory poses. That was a front relaxed pose. Let's get back into that front relaxed pose, and we're going to do a quarter turn to the right. This would be the prejudging poses, the comparisons. What you want to do is pivot and step. You want to keep the feet essentially aligned. bring that front foot a little bit closer. But there's one little trick that you can play is actually staggering the stance just slightly so that you can see from the front, just the front of this rear quad. Always in this side pose, the weight is dispersed on the curtain side. That way it gives you freedom to put tension in this leg. When you lock this back, a couple of things you'll notice. You're gonna see the judge's side leg start to separate out the quad, the hamstring will bow, and the glutes will have tension in it. That's gonna create a really nice shape of the glute, that hamstring sweep in the front. If you're sloppy or you're not paying attention and you're not putting pressure down on this quad, let that relax for a second. It looks like crap. Now, a lot of guys forget to put tension in that leg. This is what you want to do. As he continues to get lean, these glutes are going to start to demonstrate themselves, but you can already see where they're separating out. Now, the upper body is going to be a relaxed pose, but it's never really relaxed. Let's get you into that pose. You're going to open up the torso. What you're doing is your hands are to be at your sides, relatively speaking, but you're going to judge the other competitors in their position. This is a side relaxed shot. You want to minimize the waist by turning the belly button away from the judges. Turn this way just a little bit so that if the judges where you guys are watching, you see no belly button, you see flat. He's already super lean. So you got this beautiful taper of oblique coming up into lat. Shoulders are flat. You'll see a lot of mistakes young guys make as they drop this back shoulder, lift this shoulder way up. What happens when you do that? Shoulders get narrow. So what we do, James is really beautiful about this. Drop the shoulders in. What you want to see is ball of muscle, tension, ball of muscle with striation, open chest, shoulder back, and then hands essentially at your side. So bring this one down just a little bit. There we go. That's it. Look at that waist. Beautiful. See the symmetry there is another X frame from the side. Perfect. On this one from the feet are together. That's going to maximize compression. That also helps to pop out that hamstring. Okay, quarter turn to the right, face the rear of the stage. This one is essentially like the front pose. Feet are about 2 fist distances apart, pushing against the floor, tension in the glutes, hamstrings are popping, open that back. You want to open the scapula. This is the back relaxed pose. He's had some work done with massage. You see the cupping marks, but that's beautiful. Opens those muscles, drop the shoulders a little. What you'll see a lot of guys do at first, we're going to put tension right here. There you go. Now, if you're going to make a mistake and pull up with the traps to try to be bigger, what happens is you get longer, but you don't get wider. We want maximum width, so we really want to open the scapula. That's really good. There you go. Now take a look at that X frame. Beautiful. Another mistake some guys make is bringing these arms up to full parallel because you look like a T and you seem really skinny. So we're going to drop those arms out just a little bit more and then open the shoulder blades up. There we go. That's it. Good. Quarter turn to the right. Again, feet together. Very slight stagger in the feet. That brings that back leg out. All the weight goes on the back foot. Legs are locked down. When you're locked down, what happens is you squeeze pressure through the glutes and you're going to pop out that hamstring, pull this little separation of the quad out, especially as he starts to get more shredded. Open the back up and pose the upper body. Twist a little bit. When you see that reveal of that lean midsection by twisting and revealing in, you really get to see that midsection and tight and tiny. Look at how that oblique is just fucking tearing up right there into the lat. Ties in beautifully. He's not hunching. He's got tension in that far pec. There we go. Let's bring this arm down just a little bit more relaxed and then straighten the elbow a little bit. There we go. Now chest up a little more. That creates that V. Look at this. Taper down to a tiny waist. Belly button is hidden from the judges. Quarter turn to the right. Now we're going to get into the comparisons and the compulsory poses. We got 5 compulsory poses in classic physique. Again, you start from the ground up. James has a very powerful front double bicep. He's great arms, good lats, amazing legs. Watch how he hits his front double bicep pose. Tension in the legs, open the back. You bring that vacuum up because that's going to help accentuate that upper body width to a tiny tapered waist. His biceps are very strong, so we can have him come straight across. If we wanted to bring him in a little wider, we lift the elbows a little bit. That draws a little bit more line. There you go, right through those lats. Beautiful pose. Now let's show them, if we could, the variation where you're lunging one side or the other if you feel comfortable with that pose. There you go. This is a more classic version of that front lat spread. This is also very beautiful. When you do this one, you want to have a slight lunge. The feet are going to be essentially on the same line. The toe is going to come from the instep of that lunging toe. Big toe push tension through the floor. That's going to separate out that sartorius, and that quads are starting to separate really nicely. A lot of pressure on this quad. See the separation already coming through. Again, basically the same upper body pose. Shoulders are wide. This is a beautiful way to show the taper and that X frame a little bit more artistically. Go back to your original pose, which was a more bodybuilding front double bicep. Neither one is wrong. Both are competitive and accessible and acceptable. But what you want to see, which one fits better for you. This is a very powerful representation of James's physique. He's got beautiful arms, beautiful shoulders. The legs come out very strong. He can get away with either one. We were doing his side chest pose always to the right side.
Yeah, it was always to the side right here. But I was thinking maybe we should check out the other side.
Okay.
Just because a lot of vascularity and everything on this quad.
Yep.
And then also the chest and roundness of the shoulder.
Okay, let's take a look at both. Okay. Because when you're doing the comparisons, they're going to say your favorite side chest, or they may lock you into one side, but most of the time they're going to say favorite side chest. You only got to do one side. So we're going to look at both sides of James' side chest pose. We'll break down the mechanics of it from the ground up, and then we'll see which one we like better. So when you're doing your side chest, the basic way to do it correctly, you want to demonstrate from the ground up. I love this pose on James because his legs are super strong. All the weight, again, on the non-judge side legs. That gives you the flexibility to move the judge side leg any way you want. Your toes are going to be down to the ground. You want to make sure you're not rotating that ankle outward. See, when you do that, you lose hamstring, you lose tension in the calf. You want to pop that heel in, press that hamstring loosely against the inside of the other leg. That's going to pull out that soleus. The gastroc is firing, relaxing the hamstring, not tightening it, by allowing that free motion of the knee, wrapping it slightly around the back leg where you have all the pressure. Look how he's pressing that hamstring out. It really drops nicely, cause that separation. It also gives you the ability to fire those glutes a little bit, put some tension in there. You get to see how fucking lean this guy is already at 5 weeks out because he's got control of the glutes. Amazing. Look at the quad separation. It's beautiful. You want to make sure you bend this knee up enough. Do it sloppy. Some guys half-ass this pose. What happens is you lose shape and you also lose the calf. You lose the hamstring drop. So you want to fire that toe all the way up, wrap that knee around. That causes that hamstring drop. Very slight drop in the back leg. You want to not have any air showing between the legs because straighten this one up in the back a little bit, give you a little bit of length. But if you come too far out, this creates illusion of thinness. So you want to always try to have a maximum silhouette. So try to minimize airspace between the muscles. Okay, side chest from the ground up. A lot of weight on the back leg, spiking that calf, tension in the glutes, wrap around. Beautiful. Now this was James' strong shot, the last show. It looks beautiful. You're grabbing the wrist where you would grab your wristwatch, flexing, palm up, maximizes contraction of the bicep. Now, if you were lazy and you didn't twist that palm up, where'd the bicep go? Pop that bicep up. The other thing is, remember, the judges are down where you guys are looking. So if you're trying to flex and be wide, you know what ends up happening? If you bring this arm out here, like a lot of guys do, they try to be wide from the side, you can't see the bicep. So you got to remember the judges are low. Bring that bicep, tuck it in against the lat. That minimizes air, first of all, maximizes thickness, and you're getting a perpendicular view to the flat of the bicep. If his elbow was higher in a sloppy pose, you don't even see the thickness. So you got to bring that elbow in like he does beautifully. Open this chest, that displays the pec and creates V-taper. We want to think about width of the entire shoulder area from rear delt to front delt. Twist around, contract this chest, open this chest so you get maximum width side to side. This hand you want to keep up to maximize bicep thickness. You play with it depending on what your physique strengths are. He's got really strong arms. If you drop this down a little bit, as he gets leaner, we can start to see more detail in the abs. There we go. And twist this shoulder a little bit more. There you go. Look at that. Now relax for a second. One style of side chest that I think is not maximized. What I want you to do is do that old school style where guys are leaning back and twisting. Yep. Now, you'll see this happen with a lot of guys that are not really practiced or posing properly. Remember, it's all about width to a taper with maximum muscle detail and density. So let's watch what happens if you're just a little sloppy, legs are not posed properly, you're trying to be, I don't even know what, doing your side chest properly, but by dropping the shoulder, what happens is the shoulder width is narrowed. So you don't really see, bicep is not hitting the right perspective from the judge's eyes, and these shoulders make him look relatively narrow. Now watch when he does it properly. Watch how much wider, how much more powerful, chest is up and confident. If you watch old Arnold Schwarzenegger poses, that's how you pose your side chest. Look how powerful that is. Do the sloppy one again. Dip down, drop, you lose your thickness. Now chest up, powerful. With taper, tiny waist, beautiful lines to beautiful X-frame. Awesome. Now, James, show me the other side, because I know you're working on that. We want to look and see which one we think is optimal. He had said he had a little bit better hamstring detail in this one. Good. Yep. Weight on the back leg. Crossover knees. The glutes look really good. Fire the glutes. Yep. That one will continue to get leaner. You'll start to see more detail as we follow James through his prep. There you go. Go ahead and hit that. I love it. And I would just say drop this shoulder a little bit and twist around. There we go. Actually, I like that one too. Chest looks a little bit thicker on this side. The details are good. Arm looks great. I think we have to continue to work on it because they both look good. What do you guys think? Leave a comment below. See what you think. That's a fantastic shot for you.
Thank you.
Either side's really good. Okay, back double bicep is the next mandatory pose. What we want to do is, again, you start your pose 2 fist distance apart, toes at 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. You want to step straight back with one calf back extended. The judges will often call back double bicep displaying one calf. When you do that, you sit back right. You want to lift up your heel, but you don't want to rotate that angle outward. What you want to do is keep the knee wide, keep that ankle straight down, pressure on all the toes so you hit both heads of the gastroc. Lift the heel up, there you go, just like that. Perfect. And then you want to come up and display your back, contract down, and then open. Beautiful width. Look at that back development. Take your time, that's okay, reset. Oh yeah, take your time. And this is why really posing practice is critical. At 5 weeks out, mistakes can be made. It's a beautiful pose. Good. You want to very lightly put pressure on the toe. All the weight goes on the front foot, in this case, away from the judges, so you have more balance control in the back foot. Hamstrings are tense. Beautiful. Relax. Good. Take your time, relax. We'll do it again. You want to make sure you step back about a foot. Pressure on that back foot also. So what happens is you get tension through the calf. It's automatically going to lock in the glute with just a little bit of tension. You don't have flex too hard, but you're going to bring hamstring tension in just by putting pressure through the back foot. And then open those lats. Beautiful. Think about tipping biceps towards the judges a little. That pops teres major, teres minor, shows more bicep cap. What you want to do when you evaluate is actually see upper chest from the back. There we go. Now you see the entire delt. When you tip back just a little bit, chest up, look at all the delt showing to the judges, upper chest showing to the judges with bicep cap. Beautiful. Relax. Awesome. Face the front. Now we have the fourth mandatory pose, abs and thighs. What you want to do on this one is find the separation component of your leg that you like the best display, that has the most separation and detail. You put all your weight on your back foot with your toe turned out so that you can actually display more thickness, the curve of the quad, inner thigh, so you're actually looking really thick. James got crazy quads and great lower body overall. So by turning that leg outward, like a lot of guys, if, like for example, display this when your legs are straight and you try to hit that abs and thighs, look pretty good, but there's not a lot of action going on in detail. So what you want to do is turn the hips 45 degrees to minimize. Take your strong leg, put it forward. There you go. All the pressure on the back leg so you have freedom to pose that quad just like that. Look at how powerful that is. From that turned, that 45-degree angle of the hips, the waist is minimized. A lot of detail throughout the entire midsection. Glutes actually showing over here. You got a really nice sweep. You got a really nice sweep on this side. Again, that creates that X frame. We want to turn the shoulders slightly towards the judges as you exhale down. Come this way. Yes. Beautiful. Now see how beautifully aesthetic and creative that is? Triceps are showing up here. What you want to do at the upper body, take your fists and you're going to push them to the base of your skull, right where your spine comes up and meets the bottom of your skull. That's going to minimize air so you don't look skinny. Emphasizes bicep contraction, and also triceps are displayed in a V that comes out wider than the taper of the lats. But when you put it all together, you have wide, a little less wide, beautiful flow, balance through the abs, the intercostals, and the obliques. Exhale down. This is also an amazing and very convenient way to hit your vacuum as you exhale down and then vacuum in. Look at that. Now look at the beautiful display. And then exhale down. Beautiful. Relax. Good. Catch your breath. We want to do it one more time. Put it all together. There we go. Twist. Bring that vacuum in and then exhale down and crunch everything. There we go. Now we move into your favorite classic shot. This one can be one of anything of your favorite classic poses. In bodybuilding, we do the most muscular pose to kind of put the exclamation point at the end of the sentence. But in classic physique, they want to go back to some of the more retro poses. So let's see. James has a ton in his repertoire. Give me your first favorite classic shot. This is a beautiful Arnold pose. This one is going to be the twisting back double bicep. Look at that pose. That accentuates lats, back development, traps. You want to make sure this one that you're straight and you're not overly twisted in the hips. You want the hips to always keep that waist minimized. The belly button is hidden. The lat or the leg line is facing the judges. A lot of guys try to do this pose. What they end up doing is twisting too much, and then the legs look like shit. So you want to keep the toes always facing perpendicular to the judge's eye. You can see everything ideally. Hamstrings show, quads show. Bend this knee just a little bit more. There we go. Now hit that twist. That twist again, twist so that the elbows create a line that's perpendicular to the judge's eye. So you're maximizing display of the lat and the lat over here. If you twist too much, you end up fucking up the pose. You don't get the flow. And if you over twist or under twist, what a lot of guys aren't flexible enough or don't practice enough, there's no balance. So what you want to do when you're doing this twisting back double bicep with a slight lean, go ahead and twist, bring it around. There you go. You want to reach with this arm, keep a straight shot. Chin follows the line that's created by the arms in a beautiful display that also shows width, tiny tapered waist, powerful legs. Bend this knee down just a little more. There we go. Look at that shit. Beautiful. Bring this out just a little bit more. There you go. And relax. That's one of James' newest classic shots. Show me the old ones. We did a single arm bicep.
This one?
Yes. Now that one is a beautiful classic shot. Let's bring this fist back just a little bit more. There you go. He's bringing his vacuum pose, shows a tiny waist, strong chest, powerful bicep. Make sure this is like that. Arm up a little bit. Beautiful shot. Now exhale down. There we go. Beautiful. And you did one other one. Give me one more. This guy's got some beautiful side tricep. Now that's a mandatory for bodybuilding, but it's not a mandatory for classic physique. But look how beautiful that is. Minimum to minimize the waist. It shows a great deal through the abs. Look at how beautiful that midsection looks. Oblique, serratus intercostals. Pop the rear delt, tricep comes down. Good display of this beautiful hamstring and glute as he gets leaner. Now see, when he gets leaner, this glute is going to come out like this and feather. And this is going to be an amazing pose for him. Exhale down, chest up a little bit, wrap it around. There you go, side chest. How do you feel?
Good.
Looking great, man.
Ready to go.
Awesome. There you guys have it. That's classic physique posing 101 with my man, 3-time champion, Excalibur, James Crawford. Follow him as he gets ready 5 weeks out from now, all forces and Southern California Championships.
That's right.
And then USA's beyond that.
Oh, yeah, in July.
You are nationally qualified. So we're going to see what he can do at the national level. We're super excited as we follow him on his quest for that elusive pro card.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, follow James, the real James Crawford. Link is in the description below. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow us for more about bodybuilding, classic physique, and physique information from the guy side of things. If you guys have any questions or anything that you'd like to see, any more information you'd like to see as James continues on his journey, leave a comment below. Any questions that you might have. And be sure to check out 619muscle.com because my training app just dropped. Super excited. We got exercise descriptions, 10 different staged workout programs for you, and a lot of content, a lot of information. Check it out, 619muscle.com, the training app. We'll see you guys next time, 619 Muscle TV with my man, the champ, James Crawford.
Yes, sir.
See you next time.